Why don't elite soldiers have physiques like Dwayne Johnson? A typical special forces raid looks like this. You would get dropped off 2 miles away from the objective, then walk with around 100 pounds of gear. In contrast, the individuals who look like Dwayne Johnson do very poorly in this environment.
That's a true story. I remember when we started doing 6 to 7+ kilometer offsets. And dude, all the guys, all the assaulters who were on the gear, yeah, they didn't fare so well. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Reacts. It is about that time to break forth the rhythm and the rhyme and reacts. Break forth the rhythm and the reacts. Doesn't rhyme at all. So I did a trailer Reacts that was pretty cool, except that the first Reacts I did was a movie that was dropped 2 years ago. That's how irrelevant I am in this space. The last movie I watched in a movie theater was Back to the Future 2, and it was great. You should see it. It's a great movie. If you're into like that kind of genre of going back into the future, you should see it. You should see it. Let's see some footage from Special Operations. So this is a video that I found on the channel Unclassified. Big shout out to Unclassified. We'll link them down below. It says, every U.S. Special Operations Force explained. What I'm going to do is assess if he's full of crap. Because I know a little bit about, actually, I only know just the Green Berets. I don't know anything else. But let's go ahead and roll. Let's see if he's right.
Green Berets. This is the Army's premier force for unconventional warfare. The Green Berets' core mission is to...
Technically, it's the only organization that's doing unconventional warfare. Just gonna put that out there. I don't know if premier like implies that there's a whole bunch of people and then there's like the premier. Well, there's only one organization really doing that. The Green Berets. Okay, let's go right.
To work with and through foreign forces. They are experts in training, advising, and leading indigenous guerrilla fighters and foreign military allies. They are deployed in small, highly trained teams around the world, often for long...
Well, let's take a pause right here. I think that's a DSC. I can't tell. The color is a little off. Maybe it's not. Do I know any of these guys? No. Nope, that's a colonel. They're all colonels. They're all group commanders. Don't know about this guy. I can't really tell. Okay, let's continue to roll it.
Long periods, building relationships and capabilities. They are masters of working in complex political and cultural environments.
Okay, I'll agree with that a little bit.
75th Ranger Regiment. The Rangers are the Army's premier, large-scale, direct-action raid force.
True.
While Green Berets specialize in unconventional warfare, Rangers specialize in conventional special operations. Their primary mission is to conduct massive raids to seize airfields, capture or kill high-value targets, and conduct reconnaissance.
They do a lot. They do a lot. They actually do it all. I mean, the Ranger Regiment, since this idea of them holding containment for Delta and Black Hawk Down in Mogadishu has evolved, egregiously evolved. They do it all.
They are an elite light infantry unit, capable of deploying anywhere in the world in under 18 hours. Night Stalkers. This is the world's most elite special operations aviation unit.
True that. True that.
The Night Stalkers are highly specialized helicopter pilots and crews responsible for getting all other SOF units to their target, day or night, in any weather condition. They are famous for their ability to fly low-level, high-speed missions in complete darkness using advanced night vision technology. Their motto is, Night Stalkers don't quit.
Okay.
And they were the pilots who flew the helicopters on the raid that killed Osama bin Laden.
Okay.
Navy SEALs. The SEALs are the Navy's primary special operations force.
Technically, the SEALs are the Navy's only special operations force. SWIC is the boat teams that deliver the SEALs, but SEALs are it.
As maritime experts, their missions often originate from the sea.
Ugh. Every SEAL that operates anywhere in the Middle East will tell you that they really don't do any maritime ops anymore. Now, they're getting back to that. I heard, I don't know, in my time, they didn't do any water stuff. SDV did all that kind of stuff. But these guys are getting back to their roots, as they should. It seems like since the GWAT, everybody started to converge, you like that? And they started doing this. And then before you know it, it was a poop sandwich because it's like, now we're all competing for the same mission set. Like, now Delta is training guys and going out on operations with them? What? Is that how this is supposed to work? What? Now Green Berets are doing water infiltration on a Zodiac? What? Well, that's just I think that's the nature of war.
but they are trained to operate in any environment. Their specialties include direct action raids, special reconnaissance, and hydrographic reconnaissance,
I don't even know what that
secretly
means.
mapping
Never.
beaches and
Okay,
harbors before an amphibious invasion.
I didn't know that.
They are famous for their grueling training pipeline, formerly known as Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL Training,
True dat.
or BUD-S. It is one of the most difficult, or BUD-S,
Okay, for sure this is AI. Did he just say Boods S?
military training programs in the world.
It's convincing too because he just sounds like a dork who's in a library recording on a tape cassette, but for sure it's AI.
PJs. The PJs are the Air Force's elite combat search and rescue specialists. Their mission is to rescue and provide medical treatment to downed pilots.
Okay, not one of those people that they're showing are PJs. That guy is in the big army. I could tell because he's fat. She's in the big army because she's not really doing anything, holding a heavy backpack when she should probably have a ruck on. And these dudes loading them are loading them into a Navy helicopter, not a Air Force helicopter. These guys might be PJs, but that guy for sure that's highlighted is not a PJ. Just putting that out there.
And other military personnel, often deep
That could be Air Force as a helo.
behind enemy lines. They are highly trained paramedics and special operators, capable of deploying from helicopters or parachuting into hostile territory
They
to
get
save
all the
lives.
schools.
Their motto is that others may live, and they are renowned for their bravery
I don't think that's their motto.
and medical
So
expertise.
I think
under
it's so
fire.
others may live. I don't know. I'm being
Marine
nitpicky.
Raiders. This is the Marine Corps contribution to Special Operations Command. The Marine Raiders trace their lineage back to the elite Marine Raider battalions of World War II. As a modern force, they are trained for a wide range of missions,
I don't think that's a raider in
including
the
direct
picture.
action, special reconnaissance, and foreign internal defense.
Yeah, so foreign internal defense came on board a little later. So there was a lot of issues with the Marine Special Operations trying to get stood up because you had a lot of haters. That's the truth of the matter. A lot of haters, specifically in the Marine Corps, that were like, everybody's a special operator. No, that's not true. Everybody could be a rifleman, I guess. I mean, you have a large scale because some are going to suck at that and some are going to be good. But for sure, not everybody's a special operator. And when they try to get in the fight, they kept getting kicked out of country. I mean, I was in Afghanistan when they got kicked out. I was also in Iraq when they were infiltrated. They started breaking them up in our organizations to get some OJT, I think it was. And this is like Det 1 days. And then they had to fight the good fight before they got the approval to do MARSOC, which is Marine Raiders. I think they named them the Marine Raider Battalion or something like that now.
Similar to the Green Berets. They are an expeditionary, sea-based force.
I don't think that's a MARSOC guy. I mean, he might be a fast guy, like a guy who specializes in it. He's probably on a boat shooting, but I don't think that's a MARSOC guy.
That often operates in small, highly skilled teams. Delta Force. This is one of the Army's secretive special mission units.
It's not the Army's only special missions unit, but I guess he didn't say it. This is one of the Army's secretive special missions unit. All right.
Delta Force is America's premier counterterrorism and direct action force. Its primary mission is to hunt down and eliminate high-value targets, conduct daring hostage rescues, and perform clandestine reconnaissance deep in enemy territory. Its members are recruited from the best soldiers in the Army, primarily from the Rangers and Green Berets. The very
I guess that's true. Primarily.
existence of Delta Force was classified for many years, and it operates under the highest levels of secrecy. DIVGRU.
Oh, DIVGRU.
DIVGRU. This is the Navy's equivalent to Delta Force. DIVGRU is the Navy's premier special mission unit, specializing in maritime counterterrorism. Like Delta, its missions include high-value target raids and complex hostage rescues. While originally created as a maritime-focused unit, its responsibilities have expanded to include operations far from the sea. It recruits its members from the best operators within the regular Navy SEAL teams. DIVGRU is most famous for conducting the
Okay, none of those guys in that picture are DIVGRU guys. Those are all unit guys.
2011 raid in Pakistan that killed Osama bin Laden. SOCOM. This is not a unit, but the parent organization for all Special Operations Forces across the military. Headquartered in Florida, SOCOM is the command responsible for organizing, training, equipping, and deploying all of America's elite units.
Oh, we're talking about
It ensures
SOCOM.
that the
So
different-
boring. Okay, I'm moving on. I'm going to do a couple shorts and then we'll move on with our lives. Here we go. Here we go.
Why don't elite soldiers have physiques like Dwayne Johnson? Most combat units, especially special forces, are combat fit, not contest fit. The bodybuilder physique is good for two things: moving heavy weight and looking good on stage. Special operations soldiers need to do much more than simply lift heavy weight. A typical special forces raid looks like this. You would get dropped off 2 miles away from the objective, then walk with around 100 pounds of gear. Once you get there, you are clearing the objective with this weight on your back. Then you walk back to a helicopter landing zone to be picked up. In contrast, the individuals who look like Dwayne Johnson do very poorly in this environment. Not because
Hey, that's a true story. I remember when we started doing 6 to 7 plus kilometer offsets. And dude, all the guys, all the assaulters who were on the, what do you guys call it now? Gear, on the gear. Yeah, they didn't fare so well. Those muscles need a lot of fuel, a lot of hydration. And dude, it just did not work out well. So kudos to whoever made this. It's completely true.
they can't carry the weight, but they don't have the endurance to maintain it, often in a very
They did at some point because they went through selection, but a lot of guys, once they become operators, think, I'm going to change the physique. And they can get away with it for the most part until they just can't, until like some of these situations where you got to walk in or potentially walk out. Remember Andy McNabb in the 22 SAS?
very hot environment. Special Operation Force's goal is to catch you off guard when you are at your weakest. SEALs aren't there to have a fair fight. They are there to exploit an advantage, to neutralize extremists and free hostages. They can't deal with a bodybuilder teammate who is huffing and puffing, breathing hard from a brisk walk because he lifts too much weight.
That's pretty funny.
Why did two Navy SEALs kill a Green Beret? When Green Beret Logan Melgar was found dead at the U.S. Embassy in Mali, two Navy SEALs were immediately flown back to the United States and placed on administrative leave as an extensive investigation began. Initially, SEALs claimed that Melgar had been intoxicated on the day of his death, but
I remember hearing about this. It was very tragic. There's a whole bunch of drama tied into it. I don't know the whole story, so I'll let this roll.
An autopsy contradicted this, revealing evidence of a failed tracheotomy on his throat. They stated they had found him unconscious and not breathing, claiming they tried to save him. Eventually, one of the SEALs confessed that Melgar had been choked during a hazing ritual gone wrong.
What? So they try to say they cranked him? Look, you would only crank somebody here, it's right here exactly, if their face had significant trauma and you're trying to clear an airway. Like it was obstructed or because of trauma, they couldn't breathe through their nose or mouth. And that's why you would do that. So that's weird. But they admitted to it. They hazing ritual going wrong. Like the fact that two SEAL Team 6 guys would do a hazing ritual with a third group guy, that doesn't make sense. If I had SEALs downrange that like, hey, we're going to haze you for some ritual, I'd be like, pound sand, loser. Not happening.
Where they had planned to tie him up and assault him while filming. However, other accounts suggest that Melgar had uncovered the SEALs were stealing funds meant for local informants and had threatened to report them.
Wild. All right, last one.
Why the U.S. Marines are considered deadlier than the Army. Even though the U.S. Army has more soldiers, advanced weapons, and massive resources, the real reason the Marines are feared is something deeper. The Army specializes in large-scale warfare, with divisions handling everything from cyber ops to logistics and medical support. They're built to fight long battles and rebuild after them. But when it comes to sheer close combat lethality, the Marines stand apart. Most people think the Army's size makes it deadly.
I could tell you the exact reason why they're perceived that way, and likely it's true, is the standards. The Army deviates its standards so much because of political correctness. It doesn't maintain any standards because of the politics, which is why the Marines have drawn the line in the sand and said, we're not going to deviate. It is what it is. And if you don't like it, get out and pound sand.
Or that the Marines only handle sea-based missions, but that's not the case. What truly sets them apart is their core belief. Every Marine is a rifleman, no matter their role.
Has nothing to do with core
Each
release.
one is
It has everything to do with
trained combat
standards.
ready fighter, and it's not just about
Standard
skill.
operating
Wounded Marines
procedures.
also have a higher survival rate, meaning they stay in the fight longer and keep their units deadly efficient. That's why Marines aren't just soldiers. They're a mindset built for war.
Wow.
The SEALs just really bad. Like, they would make us carry their equipment that they could not carry. We almost got into a big brawl with them, and their general had to come in. He came in and gave a speech to the SEALs and us because we were bumping heads. Up in the mountain somewhere, one of my guys walking up the mountain, he fell down. He didn't break his leg, but it folded back in. I had to carry him out. When we got to the debrief room, there was a bottle of Vagisil that the SEAL guys had placed where he used to sit, and we got into an argument about that. Admiral came in and he's like, set us down, had a big speech, and basically said there's way more Rangers. I don't care how bad you guys are. There's like 35 of these guys and a handful of you guys. Probably not going to end up the way you wanted to. So they put up this green fence in between our compound. We had different chow times to eat. We were going out of Afghanistan to a different place. One of their guys drowned. We came back without the body, and we were told we had to go out and get that guy.
Interesting. I don't know the dynamic via that story that he told, but I know there's a lot of beef between the SEALs and the Army, specifically the Rangers. I was in many conversations with Rangers who were being confronted by SEALs when they started Task Force 17, and this is in Iraq. I think he's talking about Afghanistan, maybe the Omega program maybe. But on both sides, in Afghanistan and Iraq, we were doing joint operations. I was in the SIF company at the time, so we didn't really do any joint things with the Rangers, but the SEALs that were there were tasked to do joint operations with the Rangers. And the initial perception from the SEALs were, these guys are privates. They're infantry privates. They're nobody. And we were like, guys, most of you guys have never even been to combat. These E4s, these young E5s have all seen combat. This is multiple rotations in, and they have the experience. You might want to listen, and they didn't want to listen. And so there was always this button of the heads. I'm just glad I wasn't involved in any of that. When I was assigned with the SEALs, whether it was DevGru or conventional SEALs, it was a few of us tied in with them, and it was easy. I actually enjoyed my time working with them. All right, guys, that's all I got for you guys. Peace out. We'll see you next time. Make sure you sub, hit the notification tab, all that good stuff. Till next time, peace out, guys.